Okay, we have program marking the official launch of NTA's digital platform today at this hour. We have opening prayer. Now we have to observe a religious tolerance, so we will have a movement of silence. And then we go into the program. Thank you so much. We have item number 2 on this program. We have welcome remarks, and it's done by the senior white.
Well, a very good afternoon, everyone. For and on behalf of the National Transit Authority, headed by the MD, Honorable Herbie T. Macaulay, I would like to take this time to welcome everyone to this digital launch. The media, our special invitees, you are so highly welcome, and thank all of you for coming here today, accepting our invite to see what the National Transit Authority is about to do for the citizens. Hope you love the display of the digital platform, and hope you take the good news with you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you to listener for that brilliant remark. He's our assistant IT manager. And by way of introduction, my name is Sam Warinka Washington. I'm the corporate communication manager at NTA. I'd like to welcome our media institutions that are here from Spoon TV, ELBC, SEM TV, and the list goes on. So let's say welcome to you. Tell them about RTA, we have the launch of the NTA digital platform, and that's going to be done by our own managing director, Honorable Harry T. Macaulay. Macaulay, welcome.
Good morning, all. I want to say welcome to everybody present, members of the press, our partners, numerate, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As you all may be aware, for the last 8 months, we started this project when we were fortunate to have gotten the buses, 45 buses from the governor of India through the instrumentality of His Excellency President George Manawiya. We did a launch with the digital platform to transform the National Transit Authority from the old ways of doing business to a digital platform. And in the process of about to start the project, coronavirus came and put a halt to everything. But notwithstanding, we're still working behind closed doors with our partners. And today is an official day. It's a day that the members and family of the National Transit Authority can stand before the people of Liberia and be proud to say that we have finally taken the system from the old system to the new digital system. And before I proceed, I would like to take this time to say thanks to His Excellency President George Manawiya, who was instrumental in making sure that the people of Liberia was able to receive 45 brand new buses to alleviate them from the hardship and suffering that they had in the past. And also, I would like to take this time to say thanks to my board members that comprises of statutory members, the Minister of Finance, who has always been instrumental in making sure that the vision of the National Transit Authority move forward. And also Minister Wood, who's also a statutory member. And not forgetting our acting board member, Honorable Reginald Brobley, and also Director Twer. I want to take this time to appreciate you for supporting all my visions and dreams and aspirations with my 2 deputies, and also Honorable. There are a lot of other people that contributed to making sure this a success and to have gotten us to where we are today, to be able to give the people of Liberia the services that they deserve. And I will call the names, the country manager of Numerate also, Mrs. Stephen Yegson, and not forgetting my foot soldiers, as I call them. They are the technicians who work very hard day and night with the technicians, our partners from Senegal, Numerate, who has made this a success. Our operational arm, Mr. Tibet, who does not sleep. 24 hours he's working, and also to our corporate manager, Mr. Diam, and our IT manager, Mrs. Nina, and also to our marketing manager, who's the focus point man on this entire operation. We just want to say we say thank you. This platform, basically, what it does, not just going digital, but it will enable the National Transit Authority to put a lot of checks and balances in place. There will be a total transparency, which of course have hindered the entity from progressing in terms of revenues, losses, which have been a major challenge. But with this platform, we can say 99.9% there will be checks and balances. And the system is so sophisticated that it just amazes me, you know. So we want to say thanks to our partner who has worked very hard to make sure this system is going to work. In the next 10 days, as we all aware, His Excellency trying to make sure that he lights up the streets of Liberia and Monrovia, you know, with the street lights, which they started at the EAWA. So NTA just want to complement that, you know, the street lights. So we anticipating in the next 10 days, we're going to be constructing the base of our bus stops. We're going to be doing about 270 of those bus stops throughout the country. But like I said, we want to put the icing on the cake to beautify and support His Excellency, lighten up the city, and in strategic era, from 10 days from now, we'll start building the basis of our modern day bus stops, you know, to be able to just transform the transportation system to the next level like any other country. It has been very tough, it has been challenging, but nothing could come easy. And the team at the National Transit Authority just been working very, very hard. There were times that it seems that we couldn't progress because of some challenges, but we worked very hard. And here we are today to be able to share with the people of Liberia the entire system. When I get through sharing a little bit, our technician will come and they will elaborate in details, you know, step by step, showing to the people of Liberia how this entire project works, how this entire system works, from the tickets to payments to just basically everything. So I'm going to take this time to invite the focal point man of this whole project, Mr. Johnson, who's sorry, Mr. Roberts, who's going to come and elaborate in details and take you through point 1 to point the last point. And then when he finishes, I'm going to come back and end up the program. I want to say thank you.
Also, big thank you to our Martin for a brilliant explanation. First, before I call on Anthony Roberts to display, I first like to recognize the president of Stephen Jacobson, Cultural Director of Liberia. Stephen Jacobson, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
We move to the 4th item on this program sheet. We have the presentation of in-house digital platform by Anthony Benedictus Roberts, a marketing manager who will display and show us the viewers and our well wishers how the program works. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Distinguished members of the 4th Estate and our special invitees, Honorable Herbert P. Macaulay, Managing Director of the National Transit Authority, acknowledging the presence of the Country Director, Liberia, Liberia, Stephen Jacobson, and all of the supporting staff of the National Transit Authority. Fellow Librarians are cognizant of the fact that gravitating from an analog stage to digital comes with a lot of challenges in Liberia. The National Transit Authority has been and is continuously committed in making sure that they be able to provide this kind of digital service that will serve the people of Liberia. I mean, this service that we intend to launch today does not come with additional cost to our commuters or travelers. Because some are watching by this time may think that the National Transit Authority will incur additional cost for such a unique digital platform. So the clarity is no. So what I'm about to do now is to explain to you in-house how the digital platform operates, how it helps mitigate revenue leakages that is to our disadvantage as an institution, and also how it helps to save our commuters or riders. Before I go to the system, I'd like to share this experience with you. When we were testing the system a couple of days, we did not even inform the conductors and drivers. So a few of the support staff and I was in the monitor room monitoring the activities. So we placed a call with a guy who managed to hustle the telephone in a Liberian parlance, but steal the telephone of the driver. And the driver did not know, neither the conductor. Both of them were just watching the operation. But because of the digital system, we were in the monitor room monitoring. Then I took my telephone, placed a call to the operation manager to give me bus 51129 number of the conductor. So when I placed the call to the lady, I said, kindly go to the driver. You don't have to make noise. Behind the driver, there's a guy sitting there. He managed to steal the driver telephone. So she went to the guy, saying, give me the telephone. And we're watching around the train, as you're saying. So he was so embarrassed, he started to shiver and everybody like in the monitor room laughing. So I'm trying to bring in this as a means of security, not only mitigating revenue leakages to NTA, but as a means of security for our commuters. That tells you that the platform will cut across the commuters and the National Transit Authority. So the string you see here is the GPS tracking system. This system tells the National Transit Authority the different localities our buses are in. It tells the system as to whether driver XYZ is driving above the regulated mileage. So if you see that, you will see the kilometer per hour. So if you're on bound-counter road, speeding, the control room has the authority to call you and say, look, you have to slow down the speed. So that is the unique part of the digital system. We track all of our buses. You can see the mark and the diagrams and all of that. Now, as we are tracking the buses with the system, we are also looking at raw transaction. I want you to monitor on the screen. Now, we're assuming that this room is the room of the National Transit Authority monitor CC camera room. So this is a live transaction you see going on, even though the buses are waiting passengers. But these buses you see now are all on routes, meaning that they are on the street to do business, to serve the Liberian people. So immediately, the conductor and the driver gets into the bus, you'll see them. When the passenger gets on board the bus, you're also going to see them. This is the uniqueness of the digital platform with the support of our partner Numerate. So as the transaction goes on, our conductors and drivers are going to be paired with a digital card. That card is the card that the driver and the conductor are going to use to actively support information to end users at the National Transit Authority. So, give me a few minutes as I display the cards to you. So, members of the full estate, this is a card belonging to a driver. You're going to know who the driver is. I don't know, but from the system, you're going to know. This is the driver card. This card belongs to a conductor. So in our system, we assign a conductor and a driver to a bus. Bringing in the new system, the POS also going to be assigned to the conductor. But before this gets into effect, the driver and the conductor are going to log in this POS. When they log into the POS, automatically it sends a signal to the operating system at NTA. So I'll go through the exercise so you see what I'm talking about. Now, I put in the password to do POS. I turn the POS on, and I go into the application. I go into the application, and you see on the POS the National Transit Authority. You see driver, and you see conductor. Now, you turn off the support system of the internet. You first take the driver card. All you do is to take the login and signal this card. You can see it. So that tells you that Mega is the one assigned to this card. We don't know who the conductor is. So we log in, we wait for the process, and you see K calling. So this tells you that K calling and Omega calling becomes the driver and the conductor assigned to bus 51154. This is how unique the system is. The driver now going to take on his role by turning the ignition of the switch, or he or she going to that role of interacting with the computers or the passengers. They have access to the dashboard, or the conductor have access. He or she takes against the system. So, with the usage, because we are cognizant of the fact that we got to take this digital platform bit by bit. So we have the ticketing and we have the customer card system. So now you can see passengers getting on board, like I explained to you. You're seeing live transaction. viewers, this is the working of the National Transit Authority. Like I told you earlier on, you're now seeing live transaction. Initially, the buses were parked awaiting passengers. So back to the presentation. Now, the conductor click here, ticket, it gets the process. The conductor asks the passenger, how are you paying us? Or by cash? And the passenger said, by cash. And you process this transaction. You say by cash. The transaction is in process. What you're going to see next, you see the ticket popping up. This card is on sale for $2 United States or its equivalent. Additionally, we have a monthly package wherein you can buy $20 for IDOT and have a monthly ride without triple or double. That is the gift of the National Transit Authority during this festive season from the managing director and his team to the people of Liberia. Because we are aware that our kids might be going to school anytime from now, we thought to give the kids cards for $15. So for those of you parents following us at this time, it is to your advantage to have this card to take your children in a more convenient, reliable, and safe manner. So that is the exhibition of the card system. I would like to take you now to the Sonobus platform. This platform belongs to the operators of NTA, meaning that those people who are going to be clothed with the authority or responsibility to check in the system to know what is happening in terms of transaction, in terms of rental service, in terms of tracking of the buses and all that. So, distinguished member of the Fourth Estate, let me now take you to the Sonobus platform. On the screen, you see Sonobus. When we come down a little bit, in administration, we have the list of our drivers in a very well-arranged manner, meaning that all of our drivers on routes, we have them logged in our system. So in case of any eventuality, which of course we do not pray for, we can go to the system and know this driver, this conductor, assigned to a particular bus. So take a keen look at the system, go to the drivers, and then you see the list of drivers we have in our system. So come to the drivers. Okay. The process, members of the Fourth Estate, you see how arranged the system is. You see the names of the drivers that the National Transit Authority has. Then similarly, like I told you, a driver and a conductor is assigned to a bus. So we have a driver listing. We also need to have a listing of conductors. So we go back to the system and process the conductor. So you see the list of conductors. So now in the system we can add conductor, driver to a POS with a card. We can add conductor, driver with the POS. The system is so unique to the point that you just sit and You play on the computer, you know what is happening with the National Transit Authority. So let's go to POS assignment. Okay, let us come to the reporting aspect. For those of you who will come and do the rental service, people normally come and say, I'm going to pause for 1 week or this, that. The system interact with you in a friendly manner, come to the rental service, and then we click in, we process. We process your rental information, print out invoicing. Then at the end of the day, for accountability and transparency, we go to the reporting aspect. So what I just did is reflecting within the system the transaction. So now you can see the transaction that we did over the period. You see the amount reflecting. So ladies and gentlemen, our invitees, distinguished members of the Fifth Estate, before I conclude, I would like to say that this wouldn't have been possible without the instrumentality of a man who believed in this country and the people of Liberia. The managing director has never slept, making sure that all hands are on deck, that this project is attainable. So I'd like to extend my kudos to Honorable Herbert Macaulay, the country manager of Numeric Liberia, and all of the supporting staff. To you, our commuters, our passengers, this system is built to help you to have a taste and feeling of what is happening in the Western atmosphere. So it's a caution and advice to all of you to please take your time with the conductors as they go through the POS system, because it is digital. Let us take our time to protect this. Liberia is all we have. Thank you so much.
I think instead of focusing on questions, we need to attend to applaud more than that. I want to give a big thank you to Anthony Benedictus Roberts for that brilliant explanation and that brilliant process of the exercise. We will not waste no time. We will move and call in the country director of Numeric Liberia, Honorable Stephen Jackerson, who will make 1 or 2 remarks. Jackerson, you're okay.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the country head office of Numeric. This is an exciting time for us, working alongside our strategic partner here, the National Transit Authority. We're excited about this technology solution that is ultimately geared at optimizing both management and riders' experience. Mr. Anthony Roberts, who's worked with us over the last couple of months, extensively working alongside our technical team, was able to give you a very detailed explanation of how the system works. Technology, like everything else, has its own challenges with people accepting it, but it's there to help enhance our experience and enhance and help us to work more efficiently. And this is why we've partnered with the Transit Authority of Liberia to bring this technology solution and digitize all of its processes, beginning with this. As we were told earlier, this involves the digitalization of the ticketing, but not only the ticketing, it's fleet management so that you can optimize the uptime of the buses. We're going to incorporate some bus stops so that riders can have a better experience as they wait for buses. This solution also allows users who have smartphones to know exactly where the buses are. So it's called geolocation. You can get on your smartphone and know when a bus is going to be at a particular bus stop and at what time, so that you can also, as riders, optimize your time and not be there waiting for a bus all day long. Another important aspect of this solution and offering that we're providing is that riders will have internet access while they're on the buses. Okay, so they would have the opportunity, to surf the net for. I mean, you may not be able to surf YouTube and some of the other high bandwidth sites, but you would have internet access. And so we're quite excited, very excited that this solution, which we tutored almost 12 months ago, when we had the initial unveiling of the buses, but then we had the coronavirus challenges around. So I'm very much excited now that we're able to move to this phase of implementation and working with the NTA management. Honorable Macaulay, again, I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity. We want to thank the Liberian people for also giving us the opportunity and welcoming this solution, because I think it provides them an excellent riding experience on the public transport platform. Thank you, Mr. Roberts, and thank you, the Fourth Estate, for coming. And you are going to be the marketers of this offering, and so I hope you market it properly. And if there are any questions about how what benefits it provides, we're open to answer questions. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All of you want to say a big thank you to Honorable Yagerson for that brilliant explanation. I think we also want to say a big thank you for that initiative. I think it's going to be a good thing for our country.
Thank you.
We have Acting 6, we have remarks from the Chinese ambassador. He's not going to be here today. He has sent out a message, say that he welcomed the initiative, the program. He's going to support us. We want to say a big thank you to Honorable Macaulay for such a brilliant idea. Then we have the launching of the exercise, and it was being done by our own boss, Honorable Harry Tikombla Macaulay, who is going to launch the exercise. Officially.
Thank you, PRO. You heard our focus point person, Mr. Roberts, and the country director, Mr. Yagerson. There's no other better way that anybody could express the entire platform. I just want to add a little piece to what they said. The system is so unique and so easy right now that one good aspect about it, you heard Mr. Yagerson talking about knowing the time, the arrival time and departure time of the buses. We also going to have a special platform where if I want to rent a bus, and I strongly believe that's going to help a lot of our customers. We on the other side of town, and there's a huge problem with traffic. So for those of us who want to be able to rent buses, for funerals, for parties, for whatever, you don't have to come to the National Transit Authority. We're going to have a special platform where you can just sit in your room or in your living room and just go to that platform and do your booking. So automatically what the system does is that once you do your booking, that money transfers directly to the National Transit Authority accounts. And all you have to do on the date of your program, you come and pick up your bus. There's gonna be a barcode, but we're just gonna put on our POS, and you get your bus. So it's a great thing that is about to start in the country of Liberia. It has always been my dream to have something like this in Liberia. A lot of other countries around us not even doing this. So the National Transit Authority can be able to pat herself on her back and say, at least we're one of the first people, in this era, who has accomplished this. And we want to appeal to our customers. We know about 98% of our customers are the masses, are the commoners. We want to assure you, that we're going to give you the best services that in the history of this country has ever given under his leadership, President George Manawia. And we appealing to you, excuse me, to please help us to make this function. You get on board the bus, please do not destroy any of the gadgets. Please, you get on board the buses, leave the camera. All you need to do, get on the bus, sit down, and catch a ride. We need to work as partners. We're gonna have dustbins in the buses. Please, you get on board the bus, put your trash in the dustbins. This is a gift that was given to the people of Liberia. We can't keep running back to other donors or other countries for help. Let us try to maintain what we have, that the durability of these buses will last a long time to come. I know there have been notion with previous donations that were given that when it comes, it don't stay long, there's no maintenance and all of that, but the present management is all hands on deck, and one of the great things we did was that we got involved in capacity development, most especially this arm of the NTA, the engine of the NTA is our mechanics and our technicians. And we were able to invest in them, give them the opportunity to go to foreign places, to get trainings, and so we were prepared to undertake this project. But like I said, today we're here to officially launch this project under his leadership, Dr. George Manawia, which has never ever been done in the 178 years that this country was formed. So it's a great thing, and we want to say officially on behalf of the Board of Directors and His Excellency Dr. George Manawia, we officially open this digital platform to the people of Liberia. You see, one of the major things we talked about to have internet on the buses, we know that there are major challenges for people that are in university, in colleges. Some of them just cannot afford to buy data to do their assignment. So it would be a great help to them if I have my assignment and I can't get a data and I'm living in Painesville. So the period between Broad Street and to get to Painesville, I will be able to do my assignment, if not even completed, but be able to do half. It's a great help. So those were some of the things we were looking at, the advantages we were looking at to make sure that we have internet on these buses, because a lot of our customers cannot afford it. So we say thank you again. And one important information I want to share with the people of Liberia, we did sign a bilateral agreement with the government of Sierra Leone many months ago to have NTA buses plied Liberia to Sierra Leone. The only hold up right now is the opening of the borders. I'm in contact with our counterparts, the SLTP something, transport, just like it's the version of NTA in Sierra Leone, you know, and the Minister of Transport in Sierra Leone, and waiting the borders to open, and then we can start moving that way. And also we look in the direction of Ivory Coast. So last week there was a meeting held between the officials in Taboo and Honorable Superintendent. They had a very good discussion about our people going into Ivory Coast for commerce.